NeXT, the recognized symbol of excellence in sports entertainment. HMMG. Hami Media Group. This is your next level wrestling review.
I'm serious. I'm dead serious.
Is NeXT.
I say dummy. Dummy. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your next level wrestling review. And I am the report of the people, the man with a plan, Big Ray, here to stay to talk some lucha libre, which is your Spanish lesson for wrestling today. I feel fantastic today, ladies and gentlemen. I was telling this person that I'm going to introduce in a couple of seconds how great I felt off air for the first time since crushing the coronavirus. I'm serious.
And we serious like a lake period.
I am excited. I feel energized. I feel happy. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to be happy by myself. No. Ladies and gentlemen, I am joined the vet. He's a Rip Rogers guy. The vet. Rip Rogers guy. It is the 4-time phenomenal forearm in a pole match champion. Ladies and gentlemen, is the one, the only. You just heard it. A Rip Rogers guy. It's the vet, Jamie Williams. Vet, what's going on, brother?
What's up, Ray and everyone?
Is that all you got?
Yeah, that's it.
Do we end the show now? Or?
Yep. All right, you can find me at Opinion Haver everywhere. And no, we can start the show. This is I'm glad to hear that you went over on COVID.
I did. Strong. No, not strong.
It was not strong. It was a weak roll up. It was like the Steve Austin Owen Hart roll up.
What a shit show that was, bro. Let me turn this light. It's fucking too dark in here. Now I look like I'm fucking red. Anyway, how are you feeling, bro?
Oh, just super. I don't get sick.
What's that mean?
Well, much like people compare me to Bruce Willis, there's another apt comparison. He plays a character in Unbreakable that's maybe a superhero, maybe not. He never gets sick. His only weakness is water. He's bald.
Water?
Yeah, he can drown, but anything else really can't hurt him. So it's kind of like me. I don't get sick.
It's like Aquaman's his biggest rival or something?
I guess. You've seen Unbreakable, haven't you? I know it's a movie, but there's a chance you've seen it. No?
I've never seen it. I don't think I would know if I have seen it.
Wow.
I've never seen it before in my life.
Great fucking movie, man.
So then I watch it, and I mean, see, look, you just turned me on to something right now. You also turned me on to something extremely disturbing, but I'm not gonna, put it over here.
Yeah, don't ever. You know what? Why? How come? Why do you like to sell the stuff we talk about?
Who the fuck?
You're always saying, "Well, we were just talking about it off air." Well, they don't need to know that.
Because then they're gonna ask me, and I'm gonna no sell them.
Oh, okay.
And I get off on that, much
I
like.
don't know.
Well, you know what?
Much like that we were talking about.
That's just not a.
Let's move past it.
Yeah, well, that's disgusting.
If you guys and gals only knew, but you're not going to know. I'll tell you what. Bet we have quite a few people right now in the chat. And this is the who's in the chat music. I changed it up, classing it up a little bit here. Fans of It's Always Sunny. So, Vet, who's in chat right now, buddy?
All right, well, we got some people here. We got Anoop Saha, Canada Spaceman, Jerome with an N, Kibbles and Bits, Lab Rat, Cujo, because he just popped in, threw me off. Lizbeth is here. Media M5 is here. Nobody Worth to Remember is here. Scott Woodford just popped in all of a sudden. We have got quite a crew, and we're ready to rock and roll.
You know,
and I'm sure others will trickle in here. Oh, Sonic the Hedgehog just showed up. He's like a Hall of Famer, you know.
But we still don't have any.
We are missing.
It's been weeks.
We don't have Yohimbo. He's been missing in action. If anybody can check up on him, that'd be great. Frank
Actually,
Pickle Barrel Ass also not here right as of yet.
Oh, he'll come in. I know he'll
probably come in.
I believe in him. Canada Spaceman, you said that, right?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, very cool. Well, thank you guys for joining us here. It's always so fucking delightful. So, I wanted to do something. I was on Twitter. I was on Twitter yesterday, and I noticed something was trending for no apparent reason out of the blue. And I thought I'd share it with you guys. I actually have this all set up here. This is, in my opinion, one of my favorite viral videos of all time. Is it wrestling related? Absolutely it is. And I'm going to play it for you right now. And Vet, you've probably heard this before. You've probably seen this before in the past. But this is, again, one of my favorite things. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you, for some reason, this fucking gimmick was trending on Twitter yesterday. It is Stone Cold E.T.
Stone Cold E.T. rides a bicycle. I ride it long. I ride it hard, just like a Texas rattlesnake when he's done whooping Vince McMahon's ass. Give me a, oh, hell yeah. What'd you say, E.T.? What? What'd you say, E.T.? What? I said I want to order 2 cheeseburgers, and that's the bottom line. Because no Stone Cold love a little White Castle burger with a little onion, with a little meat on it. Because there's nothing like Stone Cold Steve Austin eating those little White Castle burgers. Stone Cold like a little white.
Just so you know, this is before we had to wear a mask all the time, and she wants him to take off the mask. But right now he's being, anyway.
Castle action. Well, I'm busy fighting off aliens when I'm busy beating the crap out of Will Smith in Independence Day or being him up in iRobot. Stone Cold E.T. is gonna whoop some ass. Give me a hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Stone Cold E.T. is gonna whoop some ass. And that's the bottom line. Hell yeah.
Uh-oh. What did I do wrong?
Well, when you said viral video, I've probably seen it. I thought you had like a real thing that people have heard of and seen before. Like maybe the Lex Luger promo where the t-shirts are too tight, or maybe you're going to show the Shockmaster again. I don't know. But what is this? I've never seen this. Everybody else seems confused about it too.
Hold on. Chat. Nobody has ever seen Stone Cold E.T.
People are asking about it.
Are you shitting me?
Sonic says, what the hell is this?
What?
Jerome just has 2 question marks. He didn't even type words. He just saying, Cujo, lame AF.
Really?
Sonic wants a refund now. We have to send him $5 now.
I mean, he actually wrestles and stuff now. Did you know that?
No.
He wrestles in the Stone Cold E.T. mask. You really never see? You're joking, right? You've heard of this before, right?
No. Contrary to popular belief, I don't actually. Jesus. Look. I don't actually pay attention to this fringe, outlaw indie bullshit.
This is indie?
No, bro. He's in the WWE. You just never watch, so you don't see it.
This guy's fucking over.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Look at this guy. He's over. Look, yeah, give me a hell yeah.
How is he not being sued by 2 different people?
That is an excellent question.
Here's a new tag team for you. Stone Cold Steve Austin and Steven Spielberg. How about that?
Bro, that shit would be over, man. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, well.
Who would hit the finish for the win?
Coming soon to a courtroom near you.
Would they do like a 2D?
Yes.
Okay. Just putting it out there. So check this out, man. So I've been promoting this for the last couple of days. A couple of what?
Media says it's as if Shark Boy was down on his luck and did this.
Oh,
That is awesome.
where
They don't call him the Hitman for nothing.
they don't. By the way, the former WWE champion, his brother, Jinder Mahal, is in the house. I love this. What is this? Kibbles and Bits. Welcome to Next Level Wrestling Review. AEW Dark debut when? Well, everybody debuts in fucking AEW. How big is that roster, by the way? Seriously.
Yeah, I don't know. See, I don't know who's officially signed and who he just brings in for shots and stuff, Because don't they tape that at Daly's place? And
God, who knows, man? Like,
Yeah,
seriously, bro.
I don't think every single one of those people are signed, but it's cool that, guys can come in and, do a shot and make a little cash or whatever. Tony's cool for that.
See, I agree with you, Anoop. Stone Cold ET is more over than 75% of AEW's roster. Do you disagree with that?
Yes.
All right, Cujo, listen. I would love to put this picture in front of me, but then you won't see me. I'll be like John Cena.
I think that's the idea.
Really?
That's his idea.
You know what? Let's see what I can do here. Let's see. Hold on. Through the magic of editing. Oh. How's that? Is that better, guys?
He's gone.
Yeah.
Poof.
No, I'm here.
I mean, you're here, but... Oh. That's like the Homer Simpson through the bush meme,
Or Marge. I sound more like the old Homer Simpson.
Yeah,
When I
the
do
Tracy
Homer.
Ullman Homer.
The Tracy Ullman Homer.
Frosty chocolate milkshakes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Marge.
I
Anyway,
can't do a
dude.
Homer.
Bro, I've been putting this shit over for like a couple of days, and I wanted to share this with you. It's going to be a video. It's going to pop up here on the screen. You guys are going to be able to hear it. You know what? Let me cut away to it. I'm gonna promote this because me and a good friend of mine, we've been working on this for quite some time now, and we're going to be debuting it in February. So, ladies and gentlemen, I give you something ridiculous. "2020 was full of misery. I mean, the year was absolutely ridiculous. So Colin and Big Ray decided to randomly put together this podcast so that 2020 wouldn't suck so much. A whole bunch of things changed and the boys had things to do, so they stopped doing the podcast. But because of one random tweet by Strangler Steve King, the boys realized it's still 2020 here in 2022. So coming this February, it's the return of the Ridiculously Random Podcast. Follow us on Twitter at YourRandomPod for more information. Our show will be available on all podcatchers, Twitch, and on YouTube. Send us an email, yourrandompod@gmail.com. We'll toss it into the mail sack and read it live on the show. And of course, it wouldn't be ridiculously random without our random top 5. And we're back. Ridiculously
Very
Random
exciting.
Podcast.
Very exciting. It's back.
You never heard us, right? Do this show before, have you?
Absolutely not.
I know. I figured you haven't. So in 2020, like I was saying, or like the guy that I paid hundreds of dollars to do the voiceover, in 2020, we were all locked down. Shit really fucking sucked. My wife wasn't working. It was like shit. And me and Colin just wanted to talk about random shit. And we put this fucking podcast together. We were working with another podcast group. And it got really pretty popular in a very short period of time. But then fucking Colin got promoted. Asshole. Then my schedule changed. And we couldn't do it no more.
How did you not have any sad music queued up for this?
I don't have any sad music. All right, let's do this music. Hold on. No. So
It's
sad.
not sad enough.
No, I that's all I have right now. I don't have anything on cue.
That's all right.
All right, well,
Everybody picture or like in your head, just hear the Incredible Hulk theme, the ending theme. You know.
I should have that on cue, right?
We might get struck for that.
Might get struck for this. Who the fuck knows? We got no strikes last week for the first time in a month. Anyway,
Nice.
so people tuning in for the very first time, just so you guys know, because I saw a couple of names I hadn't seen here before. I just wanted to, let you guys know that we talk shit. We do what's called a 3 count, where we do give you the top 3 stories of the day, and then we review NXT 2.00000. Bet, before we jump into the 3 count, is there anything you just wanted to get off your chest today? Just talk about and shit.
Not really, no. Anoop asked me a question. He said, Vet, what are your thoughts on Brian Hangman 2? So here's the thing, guys. Some of you may have heard me say this before, but a lot of wrestling I watch, I do intake a lot of wrestling. I try to keep up with what all the promotions are doing and keep my finger on the pulse. But that doesn't mean that I like literally watch every single match. And I just so happen to kind of be doing other things while that match was going on. It sounded like a decent match, and I have no complaints really about either of the two guys. So I'm pretty sure it was good. So there you go.
I'd rather watch Stone Cold ET.
No, you wouldn't.
Oh, give me a hell yeah.
Bryan Danielson is your favorite wrestler, Ray. You said
He
this.
is my favorite wrestler. He is my... Well, actually, do you know who my favorite wrestler of all time is? Have I said that here?
Your favorite wrestler of all time is
Of all
Kurt
time.
Angle.
Yes. Fucking yes. I am and your favorite's Nia Jax.
Nia Jax isn't even my favorite female Samoan wrestler.
Jesus Christ. Have you seen what she's wasting her time on social media doing?
No.
I'm not going to show it. Should I?
No, don't.
Okay. It's just her and what was the guy's name? The hype guy? I'm hype. And then he painted his face with a broken glass gimmick.
Oh, Mojo Rawley.
Yeah,
Man.
he
He really
just-
could have been something.
You think so?
I do.
Well, these guys are promoting OnlyFans. No, Gibbles and Bits. Oh God, I will kill myself if I had to watch our OnlyFans. But they're So anyway, you said Mojo Rawley could have been something. They've been kind of correlate. They've been saying, oh, Mojo Rawley's what is it, Rick Steiner Jr. or Braun Breaker is basically the same guy. I don't think so.
No, they're not. They're not quite the same, but I mean, I can see the similarities. But here's the deal: like, imagine if Mojo had really got a nice. Yeah, I think that was his guess for your favorite wrestler.
Jose Luis Rivera. I'm
Yeah.
like, that is fucking random and ridiculous.
So, I think imagine had you pushed Mojo to where he's kind of a somebody right now. And then that'd be a perfect person for Junior to either, to cross paths with in the WWE. But all that shit's fucked up now. So,
What did Elizabeth say here? She's answering questions on IG and saying, I won't do porn. I'm single. What? Well, then she should want to do porn. So then she would have many penises. Isn't that right? Or whatever she wants. I'm not going to, she wants vaginas. Not virginas, vaginas.
don't really care about Nia Jax. I think I've made my feelings on her quite clear over the 1 year at HMG that I've spent.
Has only 1 year? No, it's longer than that, Vet.
I started last year in January.
Oh my God. So hold on. Are you fucking shitting me?
No.
You should be the newcomer of the year.
Duh.
Technically. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you guys to go to Twitter right now. I'm serious. Like, hold on.
We already had a thing
I'm
about
serious.
this.
I'm dead serious.
Where?
On the Impact Attack, we were talking about it, and we were trying to get people to figure out where to vote for the Hammies, and nobody knows because there's nothing that you can vote on or anywhere.
I'm gonna fix that.
It was the voting was supposed to be open on the 5th, a week ago when we did our show, and I said everybody should finish watching Wrestle Kingdom Night 2 and then go vote for the vet in every category, even if I'm not nominated. Write me in, because I want all the hammies.
All right, this has to be a family member of mine, because nobody fucking votes for me ever. I'm either really well liked or really hated for some reason. I understand the hated part. I don't get the whole liked part. Just saying.
Oh, think of the Hulk music again, guys. Put it in your.
Hold on, I gotta put the sad music on. Here we go. So sad.
This is
so sad.
This is Ray riding his tandem bike by himself, ringing the bell
with no seat.
Yeah.
I'm struggling because I can't sit.
Yeah,
so stupid.
All right. Well, in any case, once all that gets sorted out, I'm sure that with only 5 days remaining, I'm sure that everybody will cast their votes all in one fell swoop, and then we'll hand out those statues.
What is the name to that song? Is that it?
I think so. Sounds
Vet. I woke up this morning and I had to use the bathroom. So to put this out there, I'm going to be very transparent with you guys.
Oh, jeez.
And when I finished, I wiped the. You wipe. You want to be clean. There was a little blood. What? No?
I kind of feel like this is the kind of content that you can expect on the Ridiculously Random podcast, which debuts in February.
It's called Lonely Man. Is it called Lonely Man?
I wouldn't doubt
it. It is Lonely Man. Everybody loves that song. Vet, can you tell a sad story before we jump into the 3 count?
No. There will be no sad stories.
One time I was working with this podcast guy. He was a Rib Rogers guy. And every fucking time I asked him, do something, tell a story. Fuck did you say no?
And that man was superstar Chris Silvio.
No, it's you, goddammit.
Me? All right, well.
Anyway. Whoa! I got some breaking news. It's going to be me. Vet, are you coming on tomorrow or what?
Perhaps.
See? Oh, god damn it. Hold on, where is it? Every time I asked the vet, everybody asked the vet to come on this show. He's like, yeah, why not? I'm a Rich Rogers guy.
I never once said that.
But when Ray asked, I get no.
I didn't say no.
Oh.
We need a record scratch for times like that.
Let me tell you something. I am fucking excited. I don't know if you know this, but Bin Hameen is off on. He's taking over. There's these very small islands off the coast of Dominican Republic that nobody really owns. I mean, there are people that live there, but Ben is actually taking them over and enslaving the people that live there right now. So he's going to be away for like a week or whatever.
He's like installing bases too, right?
Yeah. 6G towers.
Oh, nice.
It's incredible, the shit that he's doing over there.
Well, it's got to be 6G to reach the mainland from those islands, right?
Yeah.
5G wouldn't cut it.
No. And the cool thing is that you have to pay these people nothing. You just feed them coconuts.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Which they already have, so that's weird. But anyway.
Right. That's hello. Anywho, I am fucking excited because for the very first time, I'm going to be, not for the first time, I'm going to be hosting the Friday Locker Room. So I'm doing mad shows this week. I'm doing this one. I'm doing the one with you and Chris, with Silvio. Before that, at 11 a.m., we're not going to be live. In order for you to listen to this show, you have to go to channelattitude.com. It is going to be me on the Friday Locker Room with the one and the only Vince Russo.
Oh, really? On the Friday Locker Room, huh?
Yeah. Yep. So Friday
No
Locker
Stevie,
Room.
huh?
No Stevie. It's gonna be me and Vince Russo, bro. Not on Epstein Island. We're not gonna be Hameen Island. Or islands, because remember,
Yes,
I
the islands. Yeah.
But
Oh,
yeah,
that's
man.
cool, man. Well, that's going to be a great show. I mean,
It's
you guys will
fun.
just hit it off easily.
Well, here's the deal.
A couple of New York guys.
Here's the deal. Vince Russo doesn't know this. This is a shoot. I am going to be bringing on a friend from his past to say hello, a good friend. But we are going to answer a question that Vince Russo absolutely categorically, whatever the fucking word, that thing.
The Disco's favorite word? Categorically.
Yes. Is that really?
He says it all the time. I don't know if he knows what it means, but
I don't think so. But we're gonna be I'm gonna be asking him a question, and he has to give me the real answer because he's been giving this answer to this question for very, very long. But I have somebody that has a different answer to this question, and you right now everybody's gonna be like, "What the fuck is this guy talking about?" Well, head over to channelattitude.com, subscribe. How much does it cost again? What is it like?
Man, it's like $4.95. Like it's not even a whole $5
a day. A day, right?
Psh, kidding me, man? It's a month. A month.
Let me play happy music while you're talking about Channel Attitude. Go ahead. Go.
Yeah, man. We're talking about not $4.95 a day. We're talking about cents a day, pocket change. You could find it on the floor. What it would cost you for one day. Unfortunately, we do not sell it by the day. You must purchase the entire month, but you do get it for that entire month. So
I put the wrong music.
Yeah, there's nothing sad about signing up for Channel Attitude. No, sir. You will not be walking down the highway in the rain with a backpack on or anything listening to. I mean, you could. It's the perfect companion for when you've got those long hitchhiking trips and you need something to listen to so you're not so lonely. Channel Attitude's got so much content on there. You could just go listen to the backlog of Black and White featuring Stevie Ray and Vince Russo.
That's true.
That enough right there. If you haven't caught up on that, that's enough right there for your whole sub. So just do what I always say. Put the coffee down for one day out of the month, and you can fund your entire month of Channel Attitude.com.
Media M5 says, and I quote, "For less than a shitty cup of Starbucks, you can get Channel Attitude.com. Anywho, bro, I'm excited about tomorrow. Serious. I mean, I've got a ton of work to do. After I produce this show, then I have to produce those two shows. I got to put up. You guys did Impact Attack last night, correct?
Yeah, it's weird on the days.
Okay, cool.
We're in two different time zones. It's 2 different days when we're recording.
It should be available. It should be available sometime either today or tomorrow, guys, on the Hami Media on Channel Attitude.
There shouldn't be much to edit, man. We are one take, boom, no mistakes, no audio gaffes, just straight up content, just like pros do it, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
Rad Rob says, what if we have enough money for coffee and Channel Attitude? Then you are living large, Rad Rob. You can definitely... Nobody's saying you have to give up coffee for one day. We're just saying if you're that tight of a budget, you know, just maybe consider no Starbucks for one day and Channel Attitude for a month.
All right, cool. Anyway, listen, man. I'm very, very excited that we have a whole bunch of shit to jump into.
Damn.
A lot of shit.
You've been filibustering this whole time.
Oh, yeah. Veteran, it is time for not the one, not the two. Sorry, quiet this shit down. It is time for the 3 count.
This is the 3 count with today's biggest stories in pro wrestling, world news, pop culture, sports, and more. And now, back to Big Ray and the Vet.
Alrighty, Spidey. We've got a ton of ton of NXT to talk about. But we're going to kick the show off with the 3 count, ladies and gentlemen. Again, for those jumping in for the very first time, the 3 count. We talk about. Oh, I already said it in the gimmick there. So anyway, we're going to go with the first story of the day. Hulk Hogan has been. Have you heard about Hulk Hogan? What he's done now?
Absolutely not.
Oh, you have not. Okay. So basically, excuse me, I didn't have time to hit the cough button. Hulk Hogan's apparently being dragged for quote-unquote co-signing the fact that Bob Saget and Betty White and Sidney Poitier all died because of the vaccine. Have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
No, I have not.
So there's a quote. There's a quoted tweet here. I can probably show it on camera here. I don't know if you guys can see that. Can you see that? If I turn it this way a little bit, wait, maybe. Boom.
Can't really. Okay.
So this is Hulk Hogan, and basically what he says here. Somebody had tweeted Hulk Hogan regarding the deaths or whatever, and Hulk Hogan says 100% Betty and Sidney were also jabbed. They're dropping like flies, but they'll never say it, brother. I just threw in the brother there. Cough button, excuse me. Hulk Hogan is being Hulk Hogan always has a way of just whenever he slowly disappears off to the sunset and people forget about him and WWE then brings him back. Hulk Hogan always has this fucking innate ability. I'm sorry, is that true? Oh no, I think I'm sorry. Professor threw me off there. He said Hogan was hacked. He ends every text with brother. No, I think this was no. He has the innate ability to fucking stick his foot in his mouth. What is wrong with this man? What is wrong with people that they just can't? You know, Ben talks about this all the time. I'm asking you this question. It's not a rhetorical question, Vet. What is it where, you know, somebody could say something fucking stupid, something horrible, something that's not worth replying to? You know, I've dealt with that over the last few weeks, and I've dealt with that in the past where people have said horrible, terrible things. You know what I do? I just don't reply. Or there's a button on Twitter, right? And you can either block, or you know what else you can do? You can silence that person.
Mm-hmm.
You never hear a reply. You never get a message. You don't even know that person exists. They're tweeting at you all their angry bullshit, right? All their bullshit, all their stupidness and childish bullshit. And you just ignore. You ignore them. What pisses people off more than ignoring them? So what I'm trying to say is that why do people have to go on social media and just say the dumbest shit in the world? Can you answer me that question?
No, of course not.
Fuck.
Why would I know? Do you see me doing that?
Yes, all the time. No, never. Never.
Exactly. So how can I get in the mindset? I mean, look, this social media has given a voice to the rightly voiceless for the most part. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't say Hulk Hogan's voiceless, but
he talks like this, brother. What are you gonna do, dude?
Right. And if there's Cujo says there's the uninstall app option too.
What? You can do that?
You certainly do that. Look, I don't know, man. I don't know. One thing I will say though, I don't know if it really applies to this, but it's something I think a lot of people don't really take into account when it comes to like celebrities and stuff. A lot of celebrities do not do their own Twitter. Like if you really think that these people are sitting there tweeting out stuff, and you think about it for like 1 second. Do you see Hulk Hogan sitting around tweeting? Like, yes. Do you really see that?
Honestly,
can you? Doesn't he look like he would be confused by a smartphone?
I see him tweeting, but when I could see him doing this. Now, people who are listening can't see it. That's why you should join us live. But I see him holding up the phone like this close to his face, typing with one finger. You know what I'm saying? You know how
yeah. I mean, you could see that, or you could see like his publicist or handler tweeting on his behalf.
Brother.
Right. So,
brother.
You know.
Brother.
But yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know, man. Don't have an answer for you.
I really don't understand it. Listen, in the past, and I've learned over some time, in the past, I've actually gotten to Twitter wars with people and shit like that. And then one time, I remember hearing, I forgot who it was say this, but somebody had basically broke it down this way. They're literally virtual letters being typed on a glass screen that that you're seeing. It's so unimportant. If somebody calls you an asshole or a loser on Twitter and they're not doing it to your face, what does that say about the person doing it? Right? But what does it say about you when you're replying saying, "Yo, you're an asshole"? Just fucking leave it alone. Yeah. And some people just and people like Hulk Hogan, who've had, he was Mr. All America. He was the fucking man in the 80s, man. And then all of a sudden, man, like the whole Bubba the Love Sponge thing, and it's just his son fucking basically killing his best friend, and Hulk Hogan going on the fucking phone, calling him in jail. Like, "Oh, brother, he deserved it," or whatever the fuck he said. I'm not quoting him. And then, "Oh, what do you mean, Brooke? What do you mean you're dating that black dude, brother?" It's like,
that
damn it, Hogan.
brother.
What are you dating a brother? It's like, shit.
Well, that wasn't like it was that you said all of a sudden. That wasn't suddenly. That happened over a period of decades. But I mean, I get your point.
I don't get it. Huh? Anyway, Hulk Hogan, I have one question for you.
What you gonna do?
So now what happens now? Does Hulk Hogan get pulled out of the WWE Hall of Fame again? Did they pull him out of the fucking intro for the fucking WWE gimmick? It's hot out here. What do you think, Mandy? She's been standing there for a long time. She's so strong. She's been holding that pose for a long. This is the way they used to take pictures back in the 1800s.
Right. Yeah, people think modeling's a cakewalk, but it's
probably not. Well, how do you know that, Vet? You're a model.
No comment.
Have you dated a model? Have you modeled?
Classified.
You're a good-looking dude. I bet you have. I bet you the Vet has. I am going to find out. And I'll kayfabe it. Nobody. If I find pictures, you will never see them, people.
Do your worst.
You think so? Is this a challenge?
I'm bluffing? You think I'm bluffing? Do I seem like the kind of guy that would bluff about something like that?
What are you talking about?
I would just tell you, knowing that I had secret modeling pictures, to go find them with your private investigating background. Is that what I would do? The cold, calculating vet? Is that what I would do, Ray? Sound like me?
Does it sound like you? I'm quiet because I'm just trying to find this fucking soundbite, and I can't find it, so it is what it is.
He's trying to Google me. He's like, vet modeling pictures.
Is that what I'm doing?
I don't think that's going to turn up any results. You're going to have to be a little more professional than that.
Once again, just being that vet, man. Just doing what vets do.
We have another story here, and I wanted to talk to you about this. This is more of a open-ended question. I would like to hear from the chat. So John Cena I think he did the Ellen show, whatever, a couple of days ago, and he was also trending on Twitter. Apparently, he says that his wrestling career is not over. I'm not going to quote or anything like that, but it's far from over. And he was talking about WrestleMania being right around the corner in March, so on and so forth. My question to you, Vet, and to the chat, am I off by saying this? But has wrestling taken a steep shit dump ever since John Cena has left wrestling? And with that being said, does the WWE or does wrestling in general need John Cena right now? Vet.
Okay, the first part of the question, now I don't blame John Cena for this. But I think you can make an argument that wrestling has concurrently been on a complete downslide ever since John Cena's debut.
Oh, wow.
So,
wow.
Starting back in 2002, when he's out there slapping Kurt Angle or whatever, and then wrestling has been in a steady decline, at least at WWE, if you call that wrestling. that has been in a steady decline for the past 20 years. Not just because of John Cena. I think John Cena had held up his end of the bargain, but it's just the company around him has changed their entire philosophy, you know? So there's that. Now, the second question, does the WWE need John Cena? In the sense that John Cena brings fans to the product, they could definitely use John Cena. Do they need John Cena? If you were ever to ask anybody at the WWE, do they need John Cena? What kind of answer do you think they would get? They'd give you some standoffish, like nobody's bigger than the company kind of, you know, smug, you know, attitude answer. Even if they secretly thought, yes, we need John Cena desperately. But the John Cena that they need isn't the John Cena we have right now. This is part-time John Cena. This is, I'm going to show up when I feel like it, John Cena. I'm doing you a favor. You're not doing me a favor, John Cena. In my magnanimous John Cena mind, where everything's calculated to make me look like a baby face, even though a lot of people don't like me still, I feel like I'm showing up and helping out the company and giving back to the business. You know, that's the John Cena we're at right now.
Right. But does that help? Does that help wrestling right now?
It doesn't help wrestling. It would just maybe give a little uptake in ratings and some merchandise sales, because he's going to have a new garishly colored t-shirt and towel and all that stuff that comes with that's going to help. But I don't think any of the other wrestling companies that don't have John Cena give a fuck if he's in the WWE. You know, MLW needs John Cena. He needs to show up to Aztec Underground with the towel and everything. That's what they need him. The WWE, I don't know.
We're going to talk about MLW in a brief second. It's funny that you bring that up, but Kibbles and Bits basically brings up a really good point here. He says, I like John Cena, but I don't want to see him every year. But that's because no one can fill his shoes. Do you agree with that? Do you think there's nobody like? I saw a comment here before. I forgot who wrote it, but they said that, you know, he's the last of a dying breed, so on and so forth. There'll never be more or less another face of the company like John Cena. Is that true? They say that all the time, and a face of the company always kind of pops up.
Right. What would you call Roman Reigns right now? Been trying to be, you know, because they wanted Reigns to be the John Cena. They pushed him so hard like that. You know? So,
go ahead, keep talking.
But so, I mean, yes, we've heard that, right? Did not Triple H quoted with saying that, not necessarily that it's Triple H's ideology, but that he believes that in general, the company of WWE will not allow somebody get to the level of a John Cena.
Right.
And that's true, because there's plenty of people just as talented as John Cena ever was in certain areas. And those people have been suppressed at times. I mean, there's people that could make that breakout, and all the WWE has to do is treat them the way they treated John Cena, right?
Mm-hmm.
Give him that little boost, give him the push, give him the ball, let him run with it, whatever. Instead, they shut that down. Anytime somebody gets over, they shut it down. If somebody tries to work within their parameters, and they still get over, they shut that down. People don't even get the chance to start. They don't even get handed they get handed the ball, and then they just whistle the play dead, like before they even take a step. It's just, nobody can get over in this environment. They are gonna have to take the reins, pun intended, off of certain people and let them get over to that extent. So
I agree with Cujo. Juan Cena was pretty talented. I wouldn't mind seeing him again also.
Yeah, Cena is dinner. That's your Spanish lesson for wrestling today.
Do you think how fucking Cold XX Blood XX says, and I quote, Peacemaker for the Royal. Could you imagine Juan Cena or John Cena, one of the two guys, coming down in the full Peacemaker gimmick? Would that get over? Would
the Peacemaker gimmick looks like something they're about to give somebody in NXT.
What do you mean?
somebody's about to get handed that suit of armor. You know what I mean? Looking like Forbush Man from Marvel Comics. Get the fuck out of here.
Not a fan of his helmet.
I think it's supposed to look stupid, though.
Is it really?
Like, in the defense of the Peacemaker character, I think the idea behind the character is that he has no idea how stupid he is. They even made it like that in the Suicide Squad movie. Like, he's oblivious to how ridiculous he is. He thinks he's cool, you know? So that's a perfect character for John Cena, isn't it? I have no idea how ridiculous I am. I think I'm cool. I think everybody should like me. Sure, I got the women and kids to like me, but now I need those men. The men must like me too. Everyone must like me. I'm John Cena. Perfect Peacemaker character.
I agree. Peacemaker.
But what do you think, Ray? Like about the John Cena? Like, what's your thoughts on where he fits in the WWE? Do they need him? Should they need him? Should they want him? Should he want them? Should he try to distance himself as far as possible, like The Rock does? You know.
Does The Rock really distance himself? I mean, he's Dwayne Johnson. He's a whole different level of famous right now.
Yeah, and you don't see him showing up in this shit show.
Well, the talk is that
dude, do you think if business was booming right now that he wouldn't be at that WrestleMania coming up? Like, he wouldn't be confirmed and already been advertised and everything if this didn't suck so much ass? You think right. The Rock knows what he's doing, bro. He knows what he's doing. Because
it's The Rock. It should have been The Rock versus Roman Reigns to see who the true head of the table is. Mm-hmm. And then, you get Roman Reigns to beat The Rock, and then he gets the huge rub off of the legendary Samoan, leader of the Samoan dynasty, whatever the fuck he is. And you asked me a question, I'll answer you, sir. Do I think they need him, right? I asked you that question, and I'll retort. Right now, the way the WWE is running, do they need him? Not necessarily with Brock Lesnar there. Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns is big money. Roman Reigns. Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley. I hate the fact, and I'm getting to the point of what I'm trying. Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley should be much bigger than what it is. And I want people to understand something. Brock Lesnar will not win that match. Bobby Lashley will defeat Brock Lesnar. He will take the WWE title off of Brock Lesnar, which will open him up to continue that storyline into March or April, whatever the fuck WrestleMania is, and he will beat Roman Reigns for the Universal title. Do you disagree with that real quick?
Yes.
You think he's going to beat Bobby Lashley?
Oh, yeah.
Really? Now, when you say, oh, yeah, you're making it sound like he's going to squash him.
Mm-hmm.
You think, really?
No, I don't think he's going to squash him, but I don't think there's going to be any doubt, because the only reason this match is even happening is because Brock Lesnar's allowing it. I was having a conversation with my friend the other day, and we were talking about this, and I was just saying, well, look at the situation, really. Like, if this was a shoot, right? Bobby Lashley would take Brock Lesnar's head, shove it up his own ass, and fold his arms and legs around him and turn him into a pretzel and kick him down the street. If this was a shoot. Straight up.
Wait, hold on.
Now, Brock Lesnar knows that. He fucking knows that. So are you going to go... And Bobby would never do anything like that. Bobby is a total nice guy, total professional. He's a model human being, military hero. Everything nice that you could say about a person, you could say about Bobby Lashley. So Bobby would never do that. All Bobby's ever wanted since he's been in wrestling is two things. He wanted to be the WWE champion. He accomplished that. And he wanted to have a match with Brock Lesnar. That's just a bucket list. Bobby doesn't care if he goes over or not. He could care less. He just wants to have the match and, get the payday and all the prestige that comes along with that. Brock Lesnar, on the other hand, being a fraud, is not gonna, with the insecurities that come with being a fraud, he's not going to you don't even want to put yourself in that position. You know what I mean? So he holds all these cards. Look at how he's got his own creative control. Look at the guys he's worked with instead of Bobby Lashley. You think nobody ever thought to put Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar in a match together all this time? There's only one person that's been holding it back from happening, and it sure ain't Bobby Lashley, and I doubt it's Vince McMahon. So when you take all that into consideration and look at the fact that now that they've kind of, a situation came up where I think they kind of tried to strong arm Brock Lesnar a little bit, and saying, look, we need to have this match, Brock, we got to have this match. And maybe he finally just agreed to it. But the only way he's going to agree to it is if he goes over. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong.
I don't think you're wrong. Let me read this comment real quick before I go over what I was going to tell you right now. WWE operating as an openly traded company in 2003 is different than in 2020 in terms of valuing any wrestler. Ratings boost, sure. He's talking about John Cena, I'm sure. But the way WWE is branded differently, I guess. That's the professor. What is he saying there, more or less?
Well, I hear the argument about WWE is a publicly traded company and yada, yada, yada. Who owns all the shares of WWE? It's everybody in the family.
Right.
Do you really think that there's some board of directors that's trying to tell them what they can and can't do? Hell no. They own the majority, overwhelming majority of the shares in that company. So just because they sell a few shares here and there to random marks that think it's cool to own a piece of the WWE, don't think those people are actually calling shots and making them do anything that they don't want to do. Otherwise, they would have to answer for all the stuff that they've been doing in terms of like the declining ratings, the declining attendance, the declining merchandise sales, the declining company. If they were really held to like a higher power or a board of directors, give me a break. The McMahons own all the stock.
While I'm stating what I'm going to state, I want you to read what Media M5. I don't know if you want to read it to yourself real quick and see if you wanted to put that over. But people, back to Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley, for you guys that have never seen him in an MMA cage, is a much more complete fighter than Brock Lesnar has ever been. Maybe just as strong or stronger. I would say even more athletic, a way better striker, and has a way better chin than Brock Lesnar has ever had. Brock Lesnar had two things. He had his wrestling ability, and his hands are the size of a foot. Brock Lesnar had, as they call, lunchbox for hands, lunchboxes. He would just drop the bombs on you. He was never technically sound when it came to striking, and he could not take a punch or a kick.
He's not technically sound when it comes to wrestling either.
Well, right. Well, I mean, I'm talking about like amateur wrestling. I mean, the guys, come on.
So am I.
Okay. He's just fucking strong.
Yeah, he's really big and strong, and he knows enough to use his size to his advantage against guys that aren't as, aren't as trained as him in amateur wrestling.
But Bobby Lashley they call Brock Lesnar the Beast Incarnate. I've seen Bobby Lashley in an MMA cage, and that motherfucker is a monster. Like, he is special monster. He is, I think Ben had put it over, like, if they did genetic, Bobby Lashley would be that guy. Like that super soldier. That would be fucking Bobby Lashley. He is really good. And I think if Bobby Lashley were to really focus on MMA alone, if he stayed doing that, I think eventually he would have got signed by UFC, and I think he would have been the UFC champion. That's how good I think Bobby Lashley would have been by the time. I think he had. Okay, so Bobby Lashley jumped out of MMA full time about 2 years ago, right? Bet about that.
I think so. Whenever he signed his WWE deal, they were probably like, stop all that.
Right. I think if he would have fought another calendar year, had like 2 fights in the count, I think he would have been signed by the UFC. Sure. What's his record? What is he like? He's not undefeated, is he?
I don't know. Chat, help us out with that.
Let me check that real quick. But am I off here with any of this?
Well, I mean, no. Bobby, like I said, Bobby Lashley's a killer. But the only thing about him is he's super nice. You know what I mean? So he's not going to kill anybody.
Who put over? He loves his sister. He's 15. He's 15-2.
Yeah, pretty damn good.
That's fucking great.
Yeah. But you also have to remember, like, he got into MMA late. Bobby Lashley's closer to 50 than he is to 40 even. So, you know what I mean? Like, the window's closing on that. So he's just trying to accomplish as much as he can in his pro wrestling career now, because that
45.
part, the age is a little less important because you can work, right?
He's 45.
Yes, but he's older than 45, which means he's closer to 50.
Well, what I'm saying,
if he's a day old, if he's an hour older than 45, he's closer to 50 than he is to 40.
No, my friend, what I'm saying to you is that he's beating these people's asses more or less in his late 30s, early 40s. Dude, that's crazy. He wasn't even in his prime, and he's 15-2.
Yeah, dude. If Bobby Lashley went to like fight in the UFC instead of at OVW when I was there, he definitely could have been something.
You remember Herschel Walker?
Yeah.
When he did MMA,
Mm-hmm.
and how fucking incredible he was, as old as he was in the MMA cage. Could you imagine Herschel Walker, a young Herschel Walker, trained as he was in MMA? That's Bobby Lashley.
Sure.
It's incredible, man. Some people are just incredible fucking athletes, man. Like God-given gifts, man. And Bobby Lashley is one. Brock Lesnar, look, I'm not going to put Brock Lesnar down. He is a draw. Like, seriously, a draw. I'm not putting him down, but like when it comes to fighting, bro, like Bobby Lashley's on a different level, man. And on top of that, I genuinely feel that WWE doesn't want you to know that.
Right.
Yeah. And that's what you've been saying the whole time, man.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you 1,000%. But I really want to jump into this third story, man, because we're taking forever. So we're going to talk about, do you know about the lawsuit between MLW and the WWE?
No, I just heard about it reading the write-up for today's episode.
Okay, and so there's two parts to this story. So I'm going to read this verbatim. This is coming off of WrestleStink.com, courtesy of WrestleStink. MLW announced this evening that a lawsuit was filed today in federal court. This is yesterday. Now, the lawsuit is based on WWE's ongoing attempt to undermine competition in and monopolizing the professional wrestling market by interfering with MLW's contracts and business prospects. MLW's announcement on the lawsuit I'm still having trouble breathing, believe it or not. The lawsuit included the following allegations against the WWE, noting that WWE has pressured third parties to abandon contracts and prospective relationships with MLW, including a major streaming deal. It was also alleged that in early 2021, a then WWE executive warned Vice TV, that WWE chairman CEO Vince McMahon was pissed, in quotes, pissed that Vince was airing MLW, that Vice, I see Vice and I hear Vince, that Vice was airing MLW programming and that Vice should stop working with the promotion. So this is what's going on. I'm gonna skip a bunch of this shit here, and it says MLW CEO Court Bauer, you guys probably all know him, provided a statement on the antitrust lawsuit and said the behavior has to stop. And I'm going to read this last quote, okay? This is a quote from Court Bauer. It says, and I quote, WWE has been wrongfully depriving its competitors of critical opportunities for many years, but its latest conduct had been even more unconscionable. Damn, I can't believe I read that word right. I'm pretty stupid. Bauer said, I think we speak for the rest of the professional wrestling world when we say that this anti-competitive behavior has to stop. Now, I'm going to ask you to comment. It's a lot to eat, a lot to masticate, a lot to process. I want to ask you to give your opinion on this. And guess what? WWE has retorted. Go ahead, Vet.
Well, it's not that Court Bauer's wrong. But it's one of those things that because professional wrestling is stupid and entertainment, it's kind of hard to be regulated. You know what I mean? Like, how do you prove that they have monopolies on things? It's easier to do that with like big businesses and stuff like that, right? But you know, this carny pro wrestling shit, like no one really cares about that. It seems kind of frivolous, right? If you're trying to bring this up in court. So that's the tricky part about this, and just in my limited viewpoint. But I mean, yeah, you've heard stories about that. You know, just going back to when Vince taking over the territory areas and like, you know, undercutting like the promotions TV deals and stuff like that and buying out certain people and stuff like that. It's just like, we've already heard this. This is a standard practice. People have been probably saying the same thing for what, 40 years now? So
yeah.
So I mean, you know, what else is new, right? But yeah, somebody's got to stop it. Well, the WWE should stop acting like they care. Wow. Like, you cannot sit there and treat and try to ignore all these promotions like the MLWs and the Impacts and like, no, I know they just recently did a thing with Impact, but I'm saying before all that came out, right. They no sell like nobody else exists, but yet they still go around selling for these people on the down low, right? Like when New Japan and Ring of Honor did that show in the Garden and they tried to get him kicked out, and the Garden was like, "Nah, you ain't been here. Fuck you." Remember that?
I was there for the WWE show, and there was neckbeards arguing on both sides.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous. But
it's great, right?
It was terrible. Great. I feel
well, you know, great, but
yeah.
But what I'm saying is, like, you cannot act like nobody else matters and then go around behind everybody's back and try to squash everything. Because if you really felt like that, you wouldn't feel threatened, or you wouldn't feel the need to flex on these poor guys just trying to make money. You know what I mean? And then you sign up all their talent that you didn't want. And now the WWE has 80 releases, 90 releases in the past year. Like, because of all those guys that you signed that you never wanted in the first place, just so the other guys couldn't have them. Oh, but the other guys don't exist. We're on a whole other level. We don't do pro wrestling, pal. We make movies. You know, oh, yeah, sure. Okay. Well, your actions say different. So I hope they get what's coming to them.
Well, WWE has released a statement. And I'm going to read their statement first before I read this article. Here's a statement. Very simple. And I quote, WWE believes these claims have no merit and intends to vigorously defend against them. That's it. That's it. As noted, MLW announced this evening that antitrust, I already read that, all that shit. It said, basically, as described in the complaint, WWE professionals. All right, so it's basically, this whole article here is just recapping the article that I read before, but WWE's like, no, they're full of shit. That's it. We're gonna
basically, right? Isn't that exactly what I'm like? Oh yeah, you guys don't matter. That's why. So I will say this.
Okay.
The WWE's been in the defendant seat many more times than small little companies like MLW have been in the plaintiff seat. So they're probably going to come out of this as usual, business as usual, especially if they're still using Jerry McDevitt, who doesn't lose too much.
Who? I don't know who that is.
I think you know who that is.
No, I really don't. Jeremy McDevitt?
Jerry McDevitt, the famous WWE lawyer.
Oh, that's the lawyer's name?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
And he was just on an episode of wasn't it Dark Side of the Ring, the steroid trial?
Okay.
He was on there.
Yes.
Which was weird because the WWE has heat with Dark Side of the Ring going back several seasons now. And but that was their guy, that was their lawyer. And he appeared on there talking. So that was an interesting turn of events, right?
In the words of my buddy Sergio Rangel. Who?
He's doing more like the Conan Who. Who?
Is that what Conan does?
Yeah.
So basically what you're saying is, in layman's terms, this shit ain't going nowhere.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah. They have too much money.
Right.
But
if MLW had any money to really drag out a lawsuit, then maybe they'd have enough money to buy some mats to put outside their fucking ring instead of those little play school lock and place mats like you have in the kindergarten.
no, they don't use that stuff.
Obviously, you never watched MLW.
I don't watch MLW. I was watching it for when was I watching it? I was watching it like a year or two ago when what's his name? Fucking Caval. Not Caval. Well, that was his WWE name. Low Key was the fucking champion.
Low Key's tight.
Bro, Low Key is Low Key.
He was doing that Agent 47 Hitman gimmick, bro.
Dude, when he was in Impact, but he's a dick, man. He fucked up business so much for himself.
Maybe so, but a lot of those guys are like that. Like those guys that are dicks, like often they end up being really talented. It's an unfortunate situation.
It's like fucking. I think the best example is fucking Hart. What's his name? Fucking dickhead Hart. That's always high. What's his name?
Teddy Hart.
Teddy Hart. That kid had all the. See, he came up. I'm gonna say this right now with Teddy Hart. In my opinion, it's just my opinion. Teddy Hart came up the wrong time. Like if he was around now, with his in-ring ability and his size, which he doesn't have much of. He would be like fucking main eventing AEW, or he would be on NXT fighting for the North American or NXT title. He would be something. Unfortunately, he was wrestling on MTV. On that MTV, remember that MTV show?
Well, regardless of the time period, he was probably always going to be who he was, and that's the reason why.
But he would have been more successful.
Maybe. But again, so? it's no, because look, Teddy Hart, I don't know the man personally. I may have met him. I don't even remember, but I will say this. It's pretty obvious to everybody that respectfully and diplomatically, he's not right. So that was always going to be an issue for him at any point in time. You could drop him in any era. If he has that brain, he's going to struggle greatly as he is now.
Yes, Wrestling Society X, Kibbles and Bits.
Mm-hmm.
That show was the shit. But anyway, my friend, speaking about a show that's the shits, Vet, we're gonna have to do something here.
Okay.
Getting tired of this Biggie shit. I don't have a choice.
It's a new year.
It is a new year, and I kind of want to switch it up. I don't have any song right now, but do you have an idea of maybe a song that we can use to play in NXT? Somebody's theme music? Maybe
I came up with the last one. You want me to do everything?
No, come on, Vet. Come on. Nothing?
I want you to choose a song now. It's your turn. I'll choose one next year.
Maybe we could just go with Braun Breaker's theme. That kind of works.
Yeah, sure. He's
Braun
a champ
Breaker's theme?
after all. Okay.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for NXT 2.0. Ladies and gentlemen, it is NXT 2.0. Oh. It is a new year, a new era, a new champion, and a main event with a familiar old face. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this show is headlined by AJ Styles and some Australian guy that does boxing. He does Taibo. He's a Taibo master. The Taibo master. I think I'm digging this shit. Yeah, this is, yeah, we're going to do this. Braun Breaker's theme. Strike one on YouTube.
Society Review suggests Piggy Bank by 50 Cent. But
Piggy Bank.
That'll get us kicked off. So
that will get us kicked off quick. Listen, any rapper that sold more than 1 million records, we're fucked.
We're not gonna, yeah.
We can't, unfortunately. Even this shit. So check this out. If I don't lower the big no lay that. Right. If I don't start lowering it around the time before the guy starts rapping, we get hit.
Yeah.
So
But it's not an issue anymore because we're not going to use it.
we're doing Braun Breaker. Do it live. Anyway. All right, cool, man. So this is a show. And
It starts out with this guy. So it's a fitting new song because Junior kicks off the show here.
Dude, what did you think of Junior's promo? I have an opinion on it. I want to see if we're on the same wavelength here. Shoot.
Well, I mean, he came out and I guess you would call it an acceptance speech, right? Basically saying he's the champ and he's going to, he makes it sound like he's going to be a fighting champ and he's going to fight every week. So he's back to full baby face. You know, it was a little iffy there around War Games time, but
he didn't fight this week though.
Well, he said he was going to. Starting next week.
Next week.
I will fight each week. Or something like that.
Sure.
But yeah, just, like this is about what it needed to be. Not that long, to the point. Said it in the Steiner voice. That's all we want, right?
I love this. I love Braun Breaker, man. He came out, like you said what he needed to say, kept it short and sweet, didn't talk about beanstalks and climbing giants and suffering succotash and all that other dumb shit that they used to write for Roman Reigns. He just went out there and said, look, I'm your champion. I'm going to be kicking ass. And that's it. And it was simple. And dude, like some of the best wrestling promos are that simple. I think everybody tries to be fucking Jake the Snake Roberts. You feel me?
You think that's who they try to be?
I mean, that's who they want to be. They want to be able to engage the crowd. Like Jake the Snake Roberts is my favorite promo of all time. Because he didn't need to, he would just lower his voice and just pull you into the camera. And it's just, it was beautiful. It was like poetry every time he opened his mouth, even when he was high.
And not one person like that today. So I don't know where you get that from, but
what I'm saying is that everybody has to tell these long, drawn-out stories. That's the point. But Braun Breaker didn't need to do that. He didn't need to do that. Who would you his promo style, like what you saw today, who would you say that kind of reminds you of? Past or present? Anybody?
Well, other than the obvious choices of a sort of a mix between his dad and his uncle, then yeah, like I don't know who.
If you don't like me, bite me.
Right.
That was his dad's gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so now we have two specialty matches. We have a later on in the night we have a crowbar on a pole match. But right now we have a
Carmen Sandiego on a pole match.
There you go.
This is basically our first pole match of the evening right here.
Now, I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the father? Is it Santos or is it Zion?
Ooh.
I mean, she was clearly pregnant, right?
Is it, or is it just a carb week?
Wait, she's not pregnant?
I can only speculate.
You did see the side view, right? Was I crazy?
I mean, I don't think she's.
Oh, God. Should I edit this out?
No.
Oh, we're live.
They all heard it.
Well, this was a decent match. I do lose interest. I want people to know this. For some reason, I don't know what it is, but whenever a match goes into commercial break and it goes into that little window, that's when I start to either start clipping my toenails,
looking around the train, seeing who's not wearing a mask,
scratching myself vigorously if I'm home or at work. I do other things, and then once the screen goes back, you see all of the gimmick and shit, then I start watching again. So there was something weird in this match. I'm gonna see if you felt this way.
Okay.
When the match kicked off and Zion Quinn was dominating the first half of this match, was it me, or did it look like Santos Escobar was kind of off? Like there was something weird about it. Like I thought he was injured or something. Did you see that?
Mm-mm.
No?
No. There was something weird, but I don't think that was it.
What did you feel? You said weird, so
well, it kind of looked like Santos didn't really know what Zion was going to do.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. Right. Okay, so that's
so not necessarily, not necessarily that he was off, but he was like, "What is this kid doing?"
Right.
And if you notice, like, he kind of ran out of stuff to do, because this is where, okay, look, I can see by your smiling and nodding that you saw the same thing, basically. So here's the thing. What do I come on here when I come on here and I say these guys need to learn how to work, right? What does that mean? It means different things to different people. To Dave Meltzer, work means doing lots of moves. That's what work means to him. To somebody like me, it's more like the Jerry Lawler, where you do nothing and get super over with every little nothing that you do, right? So Zion comes in this match and he's fired up and he just goes off and he's like punching him in the corner and doing a bunch of stuff and just hitting him. And Santos is like, okay, I'll just sell this and whatever. And he keeps doing it. And then Zion kind of runs out of stuff to do. So he starts doing the same things over again.
Right.
So he runs through his basic offense twice because he's not letting Santos sell. He's not giving any time for it to register with the fans or anything. He's just moving on and just plowing through his corner punches, his shoulders in the corner. He did a Beal and then he did it again. You know what I mean? So it's like he just has to slow down and get the most out of these things, because he went through his entire offensive repertoire and had to start over at the beginning and do it over again.
I got to say that the finish of this match was possibly the most predictable thing I have ever seen. And I've seen some real predictable shit. In no way did I believe that Elektra Lopez was going to turn her back on, what is this? What the fuck is the name of the group? God damn it.
Legado del Fantasma.
Those guys. I didn't think so. And I said to myself, I thought she was going to do the old Stephanie McMahon uppercut to the nutsack. Nope.
All right.
She did a full-on kick to the nutsack. Nobody worth to remember. This is asking you a question here, Vet. What does it say here?
Oh, show me one wrestler who sells today. I'm sorry, but you are not speaking to the average wrestlers today, which is a part of the problem, as nobody sells. Oh, there's lots of guys that sell, but like, one of the problems with having matches on television is that they want it to look a certain way, and guys are sometimes instructed to just hurry up and get through these TV matches a certain way. It's totally different when you go to a live event and you get to see them take their time a little bit more. But yeah, it's troubling, because I feel like there just needs to be more selling in general, but I don't always know if that's the individual's choice or if that's the producers or whoever telling them, hey, you gotta, you got this much time on TV. And then, okay, so here's an example, right?
Okay.
You could plan out a 15-minute match. Let's say you get to the building. Nice, Cujo. Nice. You get to the building. You find out what your match is. They tell you, okay, this is going to be 15 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now you've got several hours to get with your people, plan out your 15-minute match, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so later on, right before you're about to go out in your match, they're like, okay, your 15 just went down to 10. So now you got 5 minutes cut. Now, a smart worker would just be like, okay, well, we'll call it in the ring. We know basically what we're supposed to do. We'll go out there and we'll do most of what we planned, right? The inexperienced workers who memorize their matches move for move and spend all day memorizing their match just speed up their match to fit the 15 minutes into the 10 minutes. And then that's why you don't see like a lot of selling and stuff. That's the majority of what, that I don't want to say the majority, because I don't really know, but I will say that is an example of things that happen. Right, that we may not consider just watching as fans. I would also like to point out, Ray, that somebody has showed up here in the chat.
Hold on. Oh my God, hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, finally, after 3 weeks, You jerk off. I made you part of the fucking intro to the show, Yohimbo. Where have you been? I know you've been around because I listen to the other shows. I produce the other shows. I hear Ben putting you over, brother.
Oh.
Where have you been? How come you don't love us anymore? Breaks my heart.
Well, we never know what's going on in these people's lives, and we're just so happy that
I'm happy
they
to see
ever
her.
get a chance
Or
to
she.
join us. And,
Do we know if it's a she or a he, Yohimbo?
I think he claims that he's a male.
Okay, I respect that. Welcome back, dude. Like, seriously. The fuck?
But yeah, so basically,
uh-huh.
that's what we were saying is we're talking about the selling and stuff like that.
Yes,
and
sir.
you were saying right before that that you saw this kick in the junk coming.
Oh my God,
And
yes.
there was never a chance for Carmen to leave the group, so she didn't.
So, her breasts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are they pancake titties or are they full? Like, I feel like they look different every week as well.
I don't think they're pancake, but they definitely. I think they're real. Let's put it that way.
Shit. Hold on. We got breaking news. Ladies and gentlemen, Yohimbo is male.
All right, enough Yojimbo. Come on.
Okay. I missed him. I really did. Like, when we
No,
have
you
it's like, hold
fucking
on.
didn't.
It's like if Frank's Pickleberry ass or Jerome or fucking Media N5 and
Who also came in, by the way, Frank did, and he didn't get a big intro.
Oh shit. All right, hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, Frank's Pickle Barrel ass. Oh yeah.
You might as well throw Society Reviews in there. I was thinking about him the other day. The other day, and he's back.
Do you want to review, like, just run? No, we won't do that. I was gonna say run down the whole gambit again, but no.
Yeah.
It's just nice, to have our like. I love these, like, all jokes aside, guys. I love you guys. Like me and Vet really appreciate you. So when you're not here, when you're here every single week and then you're not here, I feel like there's something missing. And some of these people, I know how to reach them. Like if Elizabeth fucking disappeared for like 2 weeks, wouldn't you be concerned, Vet?
Yes.
Right. And then we try to find where she lives.
Right.
Knock on her door. Elizabeth. And it's, some guy comes out and shoots me.
And Cujo's not chopped liver. I already shouted him out several times on this episode alone. What is he talking about?
I don't know.
Come on, man.
Jerome's.
I even commented on his profile picture, but he didn't see that, I guess. So if he scrolls back up to the top.
What's the profile picture? I can't really see. I need glasses.
Well, he replaced it with an emoji, but.
Oh, with the smiling face. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Makes me happy.
So, anyway, let's move on with the show.
So yeah, dude. Santos Escobar. She kicks him in the nuts. He rolls back into the ring. Zion Quinn. Santos hits the Phantom Driver, and 1, 2, 3. Elektra will be blowing those 3 boys tonight.
Yep.
Did he take turns? Anyway, Tony D'Angelo cuts a promo and says, there's 16 ways to use a crowbar, but he only need 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll show you all 3 tonight. Oh, forget about it. We get a Cameron Grimes vignette. What did you think of this vignette with Cameron Grimes?
Didn't really care.
I agree. Shitsville. Cameron Grimes versus Damon Kemp.
Wait.
What?
Mandy back at the pool. We didn't talk about Mandy back at the pool. It's your whole background, and you're going to skip over Mandy at the pool?
I bet. I don't understand. Who are you talking about?
Mandy.
Oh, yes.
At the pool. That damn pool. She's always at.
Oh, look at that. That pool hasn't... Is it fresh water?
There's got to be a lot of chlorine in that pool.
She's fine. I'll reach back.
All right, enough of that. Now back to
That's so stupid. That's so stupid. Why did I just do that?
I don't know, but Damon Kemp.
What?
Damon Kemp.
Yeah,
guy?
so you spoke about him last week. We took a whole 5 minutes to talk about this guy, and now I know why they changed his name. It's kind of dumpy looking.
Yeah, but I mean, hey,
I don't know. He kind of looks like. You ever seen Twins? The movie. Like he's
Nope, never.
He's the leftover.
Have you seen Twins?
I have seen Twins. The leftover semen.
Right. I'm the crap.
Yes.
I'm the leftover crap. Yeah.
I'm the leftover crap.
Well, still, like, I don't care. Like that part, he could tone that up. But if he's related to Gabe Stevenson,
who? The Olympic guy.
Are we really doing this? Look.
Nope.
Okay. This guy, Bobby Stevenson versus Cameron Grimes. They specifically actually mentioned his brother during this match. Like they talked.
I missed that.
He said he was listing guys that had good amateur backgrounds, and he listed Gabe Stevenson right there as his brother with a different name as having a wrestling match with Cameron Grimes.
It makes no sense.
They do not make the connection, but they do say his name, almost like a rib.
They're like his brother is an Olympian who just signed with the WWE. Jesus Christ. Anyway, this guy, Damon Kemp. All right, let me break down this match real quick for you. Cameron Grimes goes over, hits the fucking cave-in, which I like the one-legged cave-in. Did that look more realistic to you, like better?
I think it was just a matter of where they were at.
Oof, he kicked
I think
him right
he would
in
have
the
done
face.
his normal cave-in if he had trust in this kid to be there for it. But
Yeah, I agree, guy. I agree, Kibbles and Bits. Kemp is the Genetti of this group, unfortunately. Look, man. So for those who don't know, yes, he's that guy, the new guy, the Olympian's brother. Gable was his name, Gable Stevenson. That's his brother, Damon Kemp, and he's short and stubby. And then they had, what's his name? Teddy Long out there. What's the manager from Diamond Mine?
Malcolm Bivens.
Yeah, Bell Biv DeVoe. Hey, we didn't even talk about it. They released Hichiman or Hachiman or whatever his name is.
Right.
He's gone.
Man.
So now they have room for another guy.
They can bring in another female to hold the microphone backstage.
There you go. Who was Michael Bivens watching, though? Was he watching Cameron Grimes or was he watching Damon Kemp? Damon Kemp would make the most sense, right? But it wasn't clear. What did you think when you saw him out there?
I think the same thing. They were trying to make you wonder who he's looking at. Right.
All right, so can you, as a veteran of the business, break down Damon Kemp's first in-ring television match?
Not really.
No? Did you like him at all?
He looked more okay. I'll put it this way: the match I watched him in before, he looked way more comfortable than in this match with a much more seasoned performer, Cameron Grimes, than he did in that other match on 205 with whoever it was. It might have been, who was it? I don't know. I don't even remember. I forgot already.
I bet you it was Yohimbo.
All right.
Oh, sorry.
But anyway, whatever that match was before that I saw, he seemed more comfortable here. So that's probably a testament to Cameron Grimes.
Right. All right, so Cameron Grimes goes over. Back from commercial, we have Idris Elba and Malik Yoba. They're backstage, and they cut a promo saying that they're gonna win tonight. They're gonna win the whole tournament.
Yay!
So yeah, right. So
we missed the Gacy and Harland
Oh.
promo before,
Oh,
talking
yes.
about the play-in. This is the play-in, guys, for the Dusty Cup. Play-in. We're learning terms like play-in. You know, hey, I just heard about this thing they call the play-in.
Like the
I'm going to
NBA.
use it on NXT.
Yeah, it's like the NBA.
And real quick before we catch up,
Uh-huh.
they did a recap of the Ridge's crimes from last week,
Right.
and then they mentioned that he was fined and suspended for those crimes.
That's right.
So a rare follow-up on heinous activity here at the the Performance Center.
I'm afraid. Yeah, but I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
Well, we'll save the bad news for later.
Why
That's
don't you,
a little teaser there.
why don't you take over the notes, man, if you have them,
Oh, do you want me to just go through? Okay.
please?
Can we bury somebody for their shitty notes
Fuck yeah,
online?
absolutely.
Okay, who are you reading?
I'm reading Wrestle Inc.
Okay, and this was written by.
Give me a second. Here we go. By Claire Elizabeth.
Oh,
Yep.
jeez.
By Claire Elizabeth.
Oh, man.
And you can follow her, I guess, on Twitter at Rev_Claire. She's a reverend, probably.
Reverend Claire. Okay, I'm going to follow her in a minute. But first, we'll talk about Malik Blade, which, as I remind everyone, is like the nephew of Chocolate Thunder Daryl Dawkins. In case anyone forgets, NBA legend from Planet Lovetron. And Idris is just some guy that's named after a famous movie star. Okay, so those two guys are a tag team now, and they're taking on Safe Space here.
Is that the name of the? That's what you call them?
I just wrote it down like that.
I like that. Safe Space. Okay.
Safe Space. Harlan gets himself DQ'd here. So they do not advance to the Dusty Cup. That will be Blade and Idris will now go to the who's that guy?
That's Rev Claire. That's a female. That's her partner.
Well,
I'm assuming
that's what they claim.
This is the person that wrote your NXT review gimmick.
Okay, I'll be right on that.
Oh shit!
But
actually, Claire Elizabeth, lesbian housewife. It says here. Huh.
Yeah, it says it right there, like right on the profile.
It says petticoats, pussycats, and pro wrestling. Trans lesbian, she, her. I kid you not. Trans lesbian, she, her. Minxie little housewife. Girlfriend. She tags her girlfriend.
Oh. All right. Well, I'm not touching that.
Yeah.
In more ways than one. So
well,
we'll just talk about Harlan getting DQ'd here.
Who's that guy?
It's very clear that it's very clear that the whole gimmick is going to be this man is an unchained psychopath,
assassin,
and he's going to be doing stuff like this all the time. Like he has no idea of the rules of wrestling, and he's just going to attack people. And Joe Gacy is going to have to keep him on a leash.
Bro.
Where do you go with this? I don't know.
You know who he is? He's the modern day Berserker. Remember how Berserker used to win the matches by just throwing a guy over the top rope and then getting countouts?
Yeah, that was cool, but he won that.
Yeah, but
Harlan didn't win this.
I think he was fighting. I forgot who he fought for the Intercontinental title, and he won the match, but he didn't win the title because he doesn't understand the concept of pinning people.
Well, he doesn't understand that this is not Viking times.
Right.
Can you imagine? Like, okay, let's pretend for a second in this cartoon era of wrestling, which we're kind of reliving now, if you want to be honest about it.
Yeah.
You had a guy that clearly thought he was a Viking, or maybe was a shoot Viking, but this same guy has to go through the airport and the rental car place and all this other stuff, like, and then he has to get to the arena and then put on the gear and then act like he's a confused, you know what I mean? But people see him out in public. So like, it's going to completely kill the fact that you're not like, what did the missing link do when he needed to go to a town, right? Like, does he just wear the face paint all the time?
Well, he did have a manager, Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Well, that's
so and I think who's the other guy who's talking about, the Berserker? Wasn't his manager Mr. Fuji?
Perhaps.
So I guess those people were the people that, oh no,
the handlers,
okay.
Right?
Yeah, he's okay. He's like Kimchi, Kamala walking through, smacking the stuff. No, Kimchi's there, even though Kimchi's wearing a mask too.
Well, more to the point. Okay, then you work for this big sports company, and you get a tryout as a shoot Viking, and you think they're looking at you like, well, he doesn't speak any English, and he doesn't seem to know what we do here, but you're hired.
Yeah,
like that's all. It's all good.
Is it? A little cinnamon in coffee. It's delicious. You ever try that?
No.
It's delicious. Cinnamon in your coffee.
Put the coffee down. Next is the Imperium package, where they're basically saying how America's fat. So I guess it's really important now that Walter has slimmed down quite a bit. because you couldn't really do this gimmick if you're about to just call everybody else fat and lazy. And then you got these two guys that are fucking shredded, and then fucking Walter coming in looking like he's got like one of those pool floaties around his stomach, but that's just his stomach.
He looked great though, man.
I'm just saying.
Good for
That's
him.
probably why. They probably said, hey, look, we're going to do this thing now where you're doing this gimmick, so you got to lose, 20, 25 pounds.
Don't make fun of fat people, man.
Did I make fun of them? I'm
fat.
I guess I kind of did.
Will you stop?
So Pete Dunne and Tony D'Angelo are totally ready.
Yes.
For their matches. They're on the way to the ring.
Wait, let me get my mouthpiece.
Tony is on his way, and he sees this, like, some production person leaning on an anvil case and just signs an autograph for her. Very nice of him. I don't think she wanted it, but
no,
he did that. And then we get our second pole match of the night as Ray is now adjusting. He's got his mouthpiece in. This is very important. We wouldn't want him to bite down too hard in his commentary of this this classic match that we got. All right. All kidding aside, Ray, what is that? What the fuck is that?
Don't worry about it. It was a watch band.
Not
I have no mouthpiece laying around. I think I have no mouth.
Channelattitude.com to see this video. If you can't, if you're listening to audio only, this is just not.
No.
Seeing Ray put things in his mouth is one of the draws of the show.
Hey.
Just so you know.
Hey.
That's what she said. Or he said.
What I like about this match.
Okay.
Is something that as longtime listeners, at least for the past year since I've been on, have known. One of the things I say is, and to Nobody Worth to Remember's point earlier about people not selling, a lot of times you'll see a guy get hit with an object or something, and they use it as an excuse to kick out to show how strong they are.
Yeah, man.
Or they'll do something that's just overly phony with the object. Guys will have, like, for example, you've seen the spot where Randy Orton would stick the screwdriver through Jeff Hardy's ear loop and twist it around.
I hate it though. Yeah.
Right. Okay. But if you're in a match with no disqualifications and no rules, why don't you just stab him with the screwdriver? Right. It just doesn't make sense. It makes everybody look stupid.
I guess you're right.
Here with the crowbar, what they did was they showed the threat of violence of the crowbar.
Right.
And how did they do that, Ray?
How did they do that? A lot of misses with the crowbar. I love the spot where Tony D'Angelo tries to hit him with the crowbar and it gets hooked on the top rope. Mm-hmm. It's something that would happen. I agree with you 1,000% of that.
Yep. You hit the pole, hit the stairs. So now people know, oh shit, if he would have got hit with that, he'd be fucking dead.
It's a real crowbar. Bing. You hear the thing. Yep.
Yeah. And so now you're not burying the crowbar because you're not hitting the guy. But then they find other clever ways to use it, like using it as like jamming it in the teeth, and he does hit him in like the hand a little bit. He's holding both sides of it and he kind of smashes it down.
The crossface gimmick.
Yeah, the crossface, all that. So like they do use it, and then but what's the finish of the match, Ray?
It was beautiful. Fucking Tony D'Angelo just turned around and just whacked him right across the head with it, knocked him out, clean.
Yep.
Which is what. And here's the funny thing that you mentioned that when I watched this match, I'm like, don't kick out, in my mind, don't kick out, and he doesn't kick out. I was like, beautiful, perfect. And these guys had a really good match together too. They have good chemistry in ring, and Tony D'Angelo is a great character, but I like him. I think he's a very good wrestler. Do you agree?
Mm-hmm.
He's good. Like he's not fucking AJ Styles and shit, but he's really, really good. And when you put a guy with really good character and really good in-ring skill, and he's not a small guy, you can do something with this kid, man. This kid could be something. I'm not gonna say he's gonna be fucking WWE champion,
sure,
but he can be a perennial intercontinental champion or something like that. He's good. I like him a lot, man.
Well, that's the thing. To what we were talking about earlier, he can go as far as they want him to go.
Right.
They've pushed people with less talent much further. So doesn't really matter like what our perception of what the WWE could do. It's what will they do. And they can take a lot of these guys, not every single one of them, but a lot of these guys can go as far as the company wants them to go. But as we talked about, they put the halt on that to begin with. Now, the question is, with you, with the focus of NXT being taken away from what it used to be, and now it's kind of like looked at from the same eyes that the Raw and SmackDown are looking at it, maybe we'll finally see some more cohesion with the call-ups. You know what I mean? When they actually call up a guy, they're not going to want to bury him. You know what I mean? Because they've already seen him. They already know who they are. They've earmarked these guys like the Rick Steiner Juniors and the Tony D'Angelos. Is like, these are the guys we want to push, and we just have them down here for now. And then when we call them up, we're not going to bury them like we did Triple H's guys. You know? So we'll see.
We have Nobody Worth to Remember says, but Vet. Most wrestling, and he has in a Brad Gimmis, AEW for example, are not that. Just look at how Ciampa had his head what is it? His
butt handed to him last week, and he had to wave instead of staying. Well, nobody. I would ask you this: have you ever heard me say glowing, raving things about Tommaso Ciampa?
No,
you have not, and that's one of the reasons why. So you're. It's like you're making my point that I don't think Ciampa gets it. People respect him and then they like him, but as me just watching I don't know him as a person, but me just watching him as an entertainer, like he's done a lot of things over the years that I just don't agree with philosophically.
No, that was just an example. That's what Nobody Worth says.
Okay.
I don't think he wants to offend you.
No, he doesn't offend me. I'm just answering his question though. He's saying that's the difference between a guy like Ciampa, who should know better, and either he doesn't know better or he just chooses to do the wrong thing. I don't know which is worse. Probably the second one. I will say one other note on this match real quick before we move along. There was a spot, and we've talked about this in the past too, Ray, where Pete Dunne dropped a knee on Tony D'Angelo's arm when Tony was face down. So as a young worker, you don't want to do, well, at any worker, you don't want to let people do that because there's much more risk of dislocation if something accidentally happens.
Right.
You should always be, if someone's going to drop a knee or an elbow or whatever on your arm, make sure your arm is face up. So it's like hitting the bicep. If you turn it the other way, okay, that's when accidents happen. And we all saw what happened to Ray Phoenix. You don't want, you want to minimize that kind of stuff as much as possible.
Did you give your thoughts? Did you give your thoughts on Ray Phoenix when that happened?
Did I? I don't know where I would have. I feel like it's just, it was just a freak accident. Boy. I don't really think.
Did you see that Ben Hameen live thing? Kind
of, yeah.
Oh,
I didn't have the audio on, but I saw his facial reaction to it.
Holy shit, bro! Dude, so Ben sends this to me that night that it happened. I don't have it, but my God on high, man! Like I'd never seen Ben react to, and I didn't want to watch it, but you know, the curiosity kills a fucking cat. Oh my God! I see that kid's arm flipping and flopping. Ooh, that was
pretty
no good.
Gross.
That was
could
gross.
Have been worse, but it was pretty gross.
Oh, that was terrible.
Ben's not exactly squeamish either, so you know if he could sell for it, then it's pretty gross. I don't recommend anybody go watch it if you didn't see it, but yeah. So it was an unfortunate accident, but I don't really think it was like gross negligence or people doing something. I mean, it's stupid in the sense that nobody needs to get chokeslammed through tables in a regular fucking match. But all right, here we go.
No, continue, and I'll press play.
I'm just saying, I other than the spot not needing to exist, like a lot of spots in AEW don't need to exist. I don't really, and Luchasaurus sucks. I say that all the time, but I don't really think it was his fault. I think it could have happened 10 out of 10 times would have been fine. But this was like the 11th time, I guess. I don't know.
So this is Ben Hameen sends this to me. I have no idea what's happening. I didn't watch AEW that night, and I get this video from Ben.
Oh, Ray Phoenix has broke his arm. Ray Phoenix broke his arm. Ray Phoenix broke his arm. He's broke his arm.
I'll tell you, I don't have a good feeling about this deal.
No, I'll tell you. The Ray Phoenix broke his arm, bro.
There's two men that could be really hurt.
And Jungle Boy has not really moved that much. That was nasty as fuck, bro. Don't show that again.
They showed it two
really
more
beat
times.
him. He broke his fucking arm. They legit won. Penta checking out him now. He's fucked. They're fucked. They're lucky they called the audible to go over there. Oh, guess what? They just learned a real hard lesson. Yeah, you can get hurt on anything, but that was so unnecessary. That spot after they hit everything else. Oh, dude, that's worse than Sid's ankle.
Do you
I don't think anything's worse than Sid's ankle, but I will say that it sounded like Ben was like, I don't know, like the New York Times office or whatever. Like,
bro, I was like,
stop the presses.
He really, like, I could tell that shit really fucked. First and foremost, I saw the Sid shit when I was a kid on TV, I think live. And I couldn't register at the very moment what the hell I was seeing. Oh my God. Oh, they broke his leg. I still get like the heebie-jeebies. That's the same feeling I got when I saw that kid's arm flipping and flopping on that meat socket.
Well,
yeah, don't do stupid shit, guys.
Hopefully, a lesson will be learned here, and they'll ratchet it back a few notches for fucking regular ass TV shows.
All right.
Speaking of ratcheting back a notch, Waller is with Mackenzie saying some shit. I didn't really pay attention to what he said. I'm sure it was fine. I'm sure it was suitably annoying as a heel. Did you have any comment on that?
None. We can move
Boxing
on quick.
kid?
Nah, we can.
Okay. All right. Now, some Stevie Richards fitness is going on here with Persia and Indy. And Wendy is sleeping on the bench, and she wakes up, does a couple squats, and she is ready to rock and roll. And she grabs her pillow and heads on out.
She's adorable.
All right. Next, a toxic package. People have been asking, hey, where's those Toxic Attraction Tag Team Champions? You probably know where they are. They were probably in the same, maybe not the exact same bed Big Ray was in, but they've probably been laid up for a couple weeks with some illnesses here. It's the only thing I can say. And now we're ready for our 6-woman tag team match. And we get the debut of Sleepy Little Wendy Choo here. Now let's play a game, guys, real quick. While Ray is giving his thoughts on this match, let's play a game called Is the Vet Gonna Hate It? You have no idea my opinion on Wendy Choo. You know me pretty well by now, though. So let's, in the chat, let's see, over under, Vet gonna hate it, Vet gonna love it. I will give you a hint. It's one of those. So place your bets, and Ray, take it away.
Okay. So, regular tag team match when they get the hot tag to Wendy Choo. Now, the only thing that disappointed me with Wendy Choo's character was that she kept the sleeping gimmick on. I thought it would have been cool if when she hulked up, she maybe would have ripped it off, and maybe there would have been something like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? So she's
you mean the onesie, the pajama onesie?
The pajama onesie, yeah.
Okay.
I thought it would have been cool if she literally had a gimmick where she could rip it off or take it off, and then she's like wearing like leather or something cool or like awesome, like, oh shit. So there's two sides of her, and then after the match, because they did win the match, girl's good. She's a good wrestler. A little small, but the other girls were smaller. Doesn't really fucking matter. They go over. I actually enjoyed this little match between this 6-person tag team, this 6-woman tag team. Again, though, I would have changed that about Wendy. And then what would have been cool is I would have another set of pajamas on the side for that. After the match, she goes over, slips them on real quick. It's not hard to put pajamas on, and then grabs a pillow and just lays in the middle of the ring and falls asleep while the girls are celebrating. That would have been cool. That's the only thing I would have changed about this. I enjoyed this, and I kind of think Vet enjoyed this as well. Vet, take it away.
Well, let's go to the chat. Okay. Nobody worth to remember. 100% hate. Cujo, Vet hates how much he loved it. Lisbeth, Vet gonna hate it. Let's see. Mike Martin, hate it. Cold-blooded, hate it. All right. Anybody else want to vote before I give it up? Run out of time. But and Ray, you think maybe you could be the dissenting opinion. You think I'm gonna love it, don't you?
I think you're gonna love it. I think you're gonna love not only the in-ring action, you would say, but I think you love the character.
One more hate it from Lab Rat, not bothered from Dan Heffron. Okay, it's looking like
Frank's Pickleboro ass.
Liked it. Vet loves Japanese. She's Chinese, you racist bastard. Nonetheless, drum roll, please. A winner is Media M5. Not only did I like it, I loved it.
I told you.
Wendy Chu is my favorite wrestler now. I wish she had merch. She would be on the way to my house right now. And I just hope my Send Hook shirt arrives in time for tomorrow. Okay. But here's the deal. What do I love about this? It's so funny. Like the stuff that she was doing if you watched it. Yeah. Like, did you notice when she goes to her corner and she goes to sleep on the rope waiting for her turn, and as she's sleeping she like reaches up and grabs the tag rope, because we all know that that's very important in NXT, right? Like you got to grab the tag rope, and she knows. So she's kind of doing that. What does she do when she gets tagged in? The first thing, they throw the line at her and whatever, she just like stretches backwards like and then she opens a can of whoop ass on him at full speed, like, you know what I mean? And then she goes back. And then probably the most over part with me was when she went for the cover after her comeback. She did the sleep pose like on top of her. How good was that? Oh man. Yeah, so here's the thing that's crazy about Karen Q, right? She not only has she survived these rounds of cuts that they've been doing, but she has gotten, I'm not saying she's gotten them over, because you know what is over these days, but she basically went from one side of the spectrum of gimmicks all the way to the other. The first gimmick she had was the Fiend. Okay. Then this gimmick now is Orange Cassidy, but she's good at both of them, right? Like,
yes, she's a female Orange Cassidy. I never correlated.
So when I mean, it is different, but in the sense of like how people are supposed to perceive it. Like they're supposed to be like, oh, okay, she's got another gear, but whatever. Instead of just being lazy, she's just tired or just wants to sleep or whatever it is. And we all know people that take every chance to get a nap that they can. So
that's me.
Guilty.
Yeah.
So she didn't do it. Here's the difference. You know, a lot of the guys probably assumed.
I'm sorry, that's a good comment.
First gimmick wore her out, right?
That's fun. That's fun. That's cool.
If a lot of guys probably assumed that you guys probably assumed that I would hate this because you always hear me harp about realism, right? Like I'm always talking about if this were real, if this were real, if this were real. Well, now, if this were real, sure, probably nobody would do this, but nothing in this match was impossible, right? Mm-hmm. She didn't do anything impossible. And that's the same thing I say about Orange Cassidy. Like, there could be a guy that acts like that. It's not realistic. It's not probable, but it's not impossible, right? So that's one of the things that makes it easier to understand and to stomach, basically.
Hey, Vet, I think we're about to blow Frank's Pickle Barrel ass's mind right now. He said we saw her before. Vet, who was she before?
Mei Ying, you know, from Tian Sha. The secret mist-blowing descendant of the ancient evil karate master or whatever.
Yep, that was her.
Yeah, so that's her first gimmick, and now she gets to do a completely different gimmick.
If there was ever, you can quote Bailey. You can say Bailey's one of the most huggable people in pro wrestling history. This young lady has the chance to be the most huggable wrestler in pro wrestling history. And also, do you know how many people would go to the wrestling matches dressed in those little girls dressed in those pajamas?
Mm-hmm.
If they sold
them on
WWE.com, come on.
We're a business, right? It's a business. So what do you look? You could sell every single thing that she had. You can sell a sleep mask. You can sell a little drink bottle. You can sell a onesie. You can sell a body pillow. You could sell everything that she brought out to the ring with her. You could charge $50 and charge these kids to buy and rake in the money. And that's the business, bro. Do something that nobody else is doing and make fucking money off it. And she's a Rip Rogers gal. So should it be any surprise that she knows what the hell she's doing in there? So yeah. Super over Wendy Chu. Super over with me. I'd like to see this continue. I'm not confident in the company, but I'm confident in what I saw here in this match. I thought it was pretty funny, pretty entertaining.
Awesome, man. Really awesome. And I was glad to see her get over so well. And I was glad. I was never so happy to be right. I know my partner. I knew you were going to love her.
All right. One other note, though. Somebody else, I think it was Labrat, said earlier, I think he just put Amari Miller equals Red Velvet. And I had a note about that. I kind of thought the same thing. Not for any other reason, like nothing about her looks, but just for the reason that when she dives out the ring, she looks like she's trying to break her own neck. That is what reminded me of Red Velvet. Not so much, anything else, but that was my main
she got her ass saved. Who was it she did? Quarter?
I don't know. Well, she rotated herself before it got too ugly at the last second, but
I think it was this guy, Barrett, was like, oh, she took a evil spill out there, whatever the fuck he said, but he put it over that she could have really fucking hurt herself.
Yes.
God bless her. Let's move on, my friend.
Okay. MSK and Dakota Kai want the cup. They want the cup. They separately want the cup. They're not teaming up or anything.
No.
Obviously, but I don't know who's going to be Kai's partner. She doesn't have any friends, right?
Well,
so
not yet.
Yeah. All right. Next is Solo taping up. And while he's taping up and talking, you can hear the crowd in the back chanting, "Oos! Oh,
yes.
Oos! Oh!" So this guy's, he's got an uphill battle.
Yes, he does.
All right, your favorite Kaylee Ray beats up a photo shoot with her bat.
Can I just
give me the
say,
bat, Marge? Give me the bat. Give me the bat.
Give me the bat,
Give me the
Marge.
bat. Whoop,
Give me the bat,
whoop,
Marge.
whoop. Yep.
Listen, Spider Pig does whatever Spider Pig does. Anyway, she's a fucking heel. Listen, guys, I want you to understand.
She's a heel, motherfucker.
A baby face doesn't go into a photo shoot and destroys the photo shoot. And how about the guy? The guy, she's like, what is this? This is a photo shoot. He goes, yeah, this is a photo shoot for Mandy. Oh, so she could show up in this. And the photo shoot, you don't hear the photo shoot guy in the background as she's just doing. No, don't do. I would expect to hear the guy that owns all this shit to be upset, but no. What did he run off? Possibly. But this was stupid. I'm not a fan of her at all. At all. She does nothing for me. In the ring, out of the ring. I don't like her. Not a fan. And I wish they would stop putting her over.
Well, they won't. She's here to stay. Big Ray and Kaylee Ray here to stay.
Ugh.
Are you guys related?
No.
Okay.
We both have a baseball bat though.
Oh, well, see.
Got a couple of softball.
Is this one of those familiarity breeds contempt deals?
I guess.
You hate that you're so similar?
I could barely understand her.
Well, there you go. Must be more alike than you think.
Fucking photo shoot.
But you'll do fucking nothing.
Yeah.
Boa versus Sikoa next.
Street lamp on a pole match.
Yeah, street lamp on a pole. I wish. It's like a street lamp, and at the top of it's a smaller street lamp hanging down.
Sneakers.
Yeah, sneakers. Double count out here. What'd you think of this? Did you think did Boa show any significant improvement in your
I love
eyes?
Boa.
Okay.
I like him a lot. He's a big kid. The kid moves well. The kid he good like you don't have to know how to cut a promo to get over your character. And I like the kid. He's intense. He shows that he's unsure about himself in the ring. Like that's his character. Like he's unsure about himself. He's not 100% what's the word? Confident in himself. But then when he gets over like certain moves, when he does certain things, he fires up. I love that stuff. And, you know, that's why you have the other side of Boa, you know, that demon side that, you know, it's just like all of his inadequacies or whatever the fuck go out the window and he becomes who he really is. And it's that monster. I like Boa, man. Boa is a kid that if he gains another 20 pounds of muscle, that kid could be something as well. I would book this kid as the next Great Muta if they could. I would book him as the next Great Muta with the fucking with the spewing gimmick and with the green mist and all this other shit. They can do some shit with the kid. He's not small. He's a big guy. And he moves so well. I like him. And I think Boa has improved. And that's somebody that I think we should keep an eye on because WWE doesn't really do good. And this is not a racist term. They don't do good with Asian talents. It's a fact. This is a kid that I think they can go far with if they book him right and if they write for him well. But you know how WWE is.
I do. Next, we get AJ with an interview backstage saying AJ Styles things, you know. Again, can't really remember. Doesn't matter. Nothing of super substance.
No.
Trick and Mello roll up and leave the car with, looks like Odyssey Jones's son was manning the back door there. Give them the keys.
Wasn't that wrestler that was wearing that muumuu that we were watching that time?
It probably is.
Yeah, okay.
Well, he might have still been Odyssey Jones' son back then.
Do you like his face that he was making, like this, like pouting his lips?
Doesn't he just look like he looks really young, like a child, like a giant child,
like a giant toddler, like a tall toddler.
We come back and Boa and Solo are still fighting.
What?
Okay, they're fighting back there until a fireball from Evil Boa,
from hell,
just shoots up and hits Solo in the face, and then Boa's standing there with the paint on, which means he's a demon again.
Do they have like a template? Or is that something? Because how quick do you have to put that face paint on? Oh, but I wanted to ask you something about this match.
Well, it's a pre-tape, but sorry to spoil the magic.
Did you know both guys were bleeding? Solo was bleeding in his mouth, pretty bad, and then Boa had a shoot cut over his eyelid. Did you notice the blood dribbling down?
Yeah, I didn't see what caused it, but I did notice when I looked up that he had like an eyebrow cut.
So my thing is like one guy bleeding, it's a mistake. Two guys bleeding, I wonder if there was a receipt dealt.
Maybe.
Okay.
It's possible.
Okay.
I don't think Boa, because Boa was the first person. Boa was the first person I noticed bleeding. Same for you?
Yep.
Because it was pretty early on, right?
Right.
I don't think Boa would have the agency to give a receipt.
You don't know.
He seems like he's not on the level. Now, you take a Samoan guy from a Samoan family, if he gets stiffed, yeah, you could see he's probably going to receipt somebody. I don't really think Boa is that type of a guy. You know, he doesn't feel comfortable enough to receipt somebody. He's still learning this whole pro wrestling thing because, as I've said many times, there's no history and culture of pro wrestling in China. So he's learning all this from scratch. Like, if they shouldn't be teaching kids at the Performance Center about receipts. That should be something that you kind of pick up on your own. Anyway. Yeah, so here's where I'm afraid we got some bad news about the Ridge. His suspension's already been lifted and his fine has been paid. By a mysterious, they don't even say, they just say that that's the word he's got. So
Ted DiBiase?
Somebody's looking out for the kid.
Ted DiBiase is the first name that came into my head.
Ooh, really?
Why not?
Okay.
Why can't Ted DiBiase be a heel manager for him?
Because, see exhibits A, B, C, D, E, and F of his the story between Cameron Grimes and LA Knight.
It's pretty bad.
Okay, Trick and Mello are going to the ring. They say a bunch of stuff. If you'd like to play your Bud Light drop, you can do that now.
I had my finger over it. I was waiting for it.
Yep, and you can definitely do it. And here we go.
Bud Light presents Real Men of Genius.
Real men of genius.
Today we salute you, Mr. Gangster Rapper Posse Member.
Mr. Gangster Rapper Posse Member.
So that's pretty much what they do there. And then they're on their way back out, and AJ Styles is coming in, so they pass AJ, and they kind of look at each other, and AJ can't be bothered with it, so he's got his match. We come back. Grimes wants the North American title. He's leaning on Trick and Mello's car in the parking lot.
It's a Bentley, dude.
Yeah. So
I don't know if North American champions in NXT are making that type of money.
Maybe if he spent everything he made, he could get one
would.
Bentley, and he probably lives in it.
Boy, he fills the what do you call it? The trunk with soapy water. That's where he does his laundry.
Damn, he doesn't even use the PC shower. He
hangs his clothes on the antenna on the back of the car as he drives away.
That's a good look. That's a good look for a Bentley, right?
Anyway,
so Grimes has definitely set his sights on the North American Championship, and we'll see what's up with that. And the main event, of course, the hyped main event, we get AJ Styles in the ring, not for the very first time ever, because he did something with the club back in 19... but this is his first singles match, and he takes on Grayson Waller here. I kind of checked out, so Ray, this is all you, buddy.
Oh, shit. Fuck my life. Okay, so I will say this. For an AJ Styles match against a kid that's really, really fucking green, I think AJ Styles made the kid look good. That's about all I have to say about that. I like the AJ Styles brainbuster. There was no doubt in my mind that AJ Styles would win this match. He does hit the phenomenal forearm. There was a couple of instances of AJ Styles with the threat of violence that you spoke before, trying to hit the phenomenal forearm. But Waller showed his character, the person that he showed a lot of, what's the word? In-ring smarts, high in-ring IQ. Okay. He defended well. And like I said, I'm reviewing this as if this was a shoot fight or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think the kid did well. And for me, if I was somebody in WWE, because they're putting this kid in the ring with AJ Styles for a reason, because they have faith in this kid and they think this kid is special. Like I had said many weeks ago, again, Vet, I like to reiterate the fact that I saw something special in Grayson, and I loved when he turned him heel.
Even though he made fun of his boxing?
It's fine. His boxing stinks. The fact that he still wears boxing gear makes no fucking sense to me, but it does make him stick out. And it is different, so I'll go with that. That's fine. I'm over that, the boxing thing already. The kid shows athleticism during the match, but he still throws a stiff forearm. He still kicks and stomps and cheats. So he does a bunch of heel shit. Again, if I was somebody in the WWE, if I was somebody in the office watching this kid in this match, I could honestly say that this kid has something. And I think this was a test. And I think Grayson Waller did well in passing the test. But I'm going to give 90% of the credit to AJ Styles. The kid is still green. He's still young. Again, AJ Styles wins this match. And I thought this was a nice main event. And the kid got, even in the loss, he doesn't have to win. He's not supposed to win. He's in the ring with a fucking legend. A multi-time world champion, a guy that wrestled all over the world from Impact to Japan and all the way back. Grayson Waller is cool, man. I like this kid. What do you think, buddy?
Yeah, I agree with all that.
Okay, and that's it. It's really
do you really think that? Because I kind of look at. There's nothing wrong with Grayson Waller in general. They definitely are high on him. He's on Monday Night Raw, showing up, doing stuff. So they already, they know what they want to do something. But do you feel like it's kind of I don't want to say an odd choice, but like this happens in football a lot where they got a young quarterback that they draft and they just want to throw him in the game way before he needs to or before he's ready.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like, dude, you've got a good player right here. Why does this veteran quarterback who's not doing anything wrong, why does it feel like he's in the hot seat when this unproven kid is, you're looking at him like he's going to be a savior. It seems it's nothing against Grayson in particular, but in general, it does seem like why push so hard so early for this guy? What did he do to get this when you see guys get buried left and right?
I'm going to say one or two things. And this is, again, growing up in a wrestling locker room, working with people in the business for well over 10 years, and doing shows with guys like you, Ben Hameen, Stevie, all these people. I think this kid, see, we don't know what he's like backstage. He could be extremely well liked, and he could be an excellent politician. We don't know. So with all that being said, maybe backstage he's making all the right moves. You combine that with the fact that he is athletically gifted. He's very handsome. He's a good-looking kid. He does need to gain a little weight, put on a little muscle. I don't know if that'll take away from his athleticism. Maybe, maybe not. But I'm going to base this on the fact that I think that the kid is just very well liked. He may come across, usually when people play really fucking terrible, arrogant prick heels, it's usually the opposite of who they are backstage.
Mm-hmm.
And I can say that from experience. And usually people that are supposed to be the sweet baby face candy corn, giving cotton candy, eating rainbows and butterfly type wrestlers, those are the biggest assholes in the world. And this is, again, from experience. That's what I think. I think Grayson Waller is very well liked. I think it's that simple. And he might have said the right things and done the right things. I don't think AJ Styles, like, do you guys understand how fucking awesome AJ Styles is? Like, what he's done in this business. The fact that nobody thought he would get over in the WWE. He did that. I'm sure when he came out in the Royal Rumble, Vince McMahon didn't expect people to go absolutely banana over the guy, but they did. And you know what's funny? AJ Styles' biggest criticism when he was in Impact Wrestling was that he had no character. Okay, he goes to Japan, becomes the leader of the Bullet Club, learns character. He's working with all those guys over there. Who did he work with? Who was he with? Festus. He was with Festus, and I forgot who the hell the group was there. But he learned character in Japan, came back to the United States, ran the indie circuit, continued to build on top of that character, and then got his shot in the WWE and continued to work. So I don't think if AJ Styles didn't like this kid and didn't see something in this kid, you think AJ fucking Styles, I'm sure he could make his own call. By the way, he just signed a new multi-year contract with the WWE. So he ain't going nowhere. I don't think AJ Styles would work with this kid. So again, probably very well liked. They see a lot of potential. He's got that little it factor. He's got something there. And he gets the rub off of AJ Styles. I'm just trying to do some math here, bro.
Okay.
Your final thoughts before we sign off.
Oh, well, I just want to one quick correction. Sorry to correct you, Ray.
Sure.
But AJ Styles did not learn character in Japan, and he did not come from Japan and work the indie circuit afterwards.
Yes, he did.
Went straight to the WWE. They signed him, the Good Brothers, and Nakamura all from New Japan at the same time.
You're right.
And where he learned timeout. Ray's calling a timeout. He has two timeouts remaining.
All right. I just want to fix it. Yes, he went from Impact when he was having the whole issue with Dixie Carter. When he left the Impact Wrestling with the title, took it into the indie circuit. My bad. Okay, he wrestled, I think, in ROH and all this other shit. Then he went to Japan. You're right. He went to WWE. So I got the timeline wrong.
Yeah, where AJ Styles learned character is when they kept making him do the stupid character. Remember when he was just like an idiot, like a happy idiot?
Right.
In TNA? That's where he really broke out. The rest of that, he was just like a boring babyface. Yeah, all that
shit, right.
All that, it was all terrible, but he came out better for it just because he got reps.
Yes, sir.
And got comfortable talking.
10,000 hour rule, brother.
Pretty much. But yeah, so the big takeaway, though, is that sadly, this was not represented on the show.
Oh, man.
And
so
are
you telling me that we don't
What we have right now is a teachable moment.
Yes. But we did get a brand new shining superstar in Wendy Chu. And I'm excited for that. As soon as she gets merch, I will order it all and have it sent right here to the Next Level Wrestling Review 2.0. So,
will you wear a Wendy Chu sleep gimmick?
It depends on what sizes they come in.
Well, my friend, I have a lot of shit to do. I have to produce this show. Then I have to go on and do the Impact Attack, produce that, put that up for you guys over at channelattitude.com. Hey, Vet, we are going to be going, I think, let me just look at my text messages between, I can do this right here live on air, between myself and Chris Silvio.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Sil. Here we go. Okay, so 1:30 p.m. Is that going to be doable for you, sir?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's 1:30 p.m. Eastern. We will be live here with Light the Fuse. And prior to that, guys, I'll be recording again with Vince Russo on the Friday Locker Room. So check that out Friday morning. That'll be up. I'm really fucking excited. I've been doing this for a long time here, and I can now say that I've worked with some really fucking awesome people. I've never worked with Vince Russo before. I've worked with him. I've worked for him. I've done voiceovers and stuff for him. I've interacted, texted him, but we've never done a show together. So I'm pretty excited about that. I'm not going to mark out. Don't worry about that. I'm not going to do anything goofy. I'm going to be myself.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
And I hope it'll be great.
No, it will be great. I'm telling you. You fucking listen to me.
God damn it. Yes, sir.
Son of a bitch. Also listen to this. You see this?
What does that say? Sorry, nothing found for Wendy Chu. Check out. Aww.
I mean, it's only been one day, so.
Not yet. Not yet, Vet. But anywho, Vet, where can they find you and what's going on next? Oh, I'm sorry. Let me answer the question. You himbo. Friday Locker Room. So it'll be up Friday morning, myself and Vince Russo on channelattitude.com. So please,
Channel
guys,
Attitude
subscribe.
Only. You're not going to get no free meals on this one. So
Nope, no YouTube live stream, nothing. So
yeah, for me, opinion haver everywhere. All the social media platforms, video gaming systems, PlayStation Network, all that stuff. Let's see. You can find me, of course, at the Impact Attack, as Ray mentioned, every week. And you can also find me sometimes on other shows, like the Smack Attack or whatever. I'm going to be on Light the Fuse tomorrow. I don't really care about AEW, but I never miss a chance to hang out with my main man, Silvio. He's the reason I'm there. No offense, Ray. I get enough of you, Ray.
Whatever.
But I don't get to see Sil very much, so definitely got to jump on and take a chance to talk shop with that guy.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, so... But yeah,
what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to be facilitating the show. I really want it to be you guys. Okay. So I'll just kind of just pitch shit, My thought process tomorrow, I think we should just really focus in on just reviewing the show. No news. I want to do a deep dive on AEW tomorrow. So that's the way I'm going to run the show. Fuck the news. Unless it's something like fucking crazy that happened, like Hulk Hogan got caught raping Vince McMahon and something like that, we'll put it over. But other than that, it's just going to be a straight review and maybe, of course, a little banter in the beginning. How you doing, guys? How you feeling still? You're newly engaged. You can have a chance to congratulate him on being engaged to
wrap this shit up, Ray. Come on.
Oh, okay,
you don't have to tell us what we're going to be doing
All
tomorrow
right.
on the
Anyway,
show. We're just going to do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the words of the incomparable Bill Apter,
we'll see you at the matches.
I always say I would do this for a living, but if I couldn't, I'd do it anyway. Why? Because I love talking wrestling. I love you guys. I'm glad you're back, you himbo. Don't disappear on us ever again. Dan Heffron, wow, I haven't seen you in such a long time here, brother. Thank you, man. Thank you for jumping on here. God bless you, man. Wow, Dan Heffron's an old school follower from way back in the day. God bless you, man. Thanks for jumping in. We're here every single Wednesday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Myself and my man, the Vet.
Once again, just being that vet, man. Just doing what vets do.
Say goodbye, Vet. Say goodbye, Vet. Say goodbye, Vet.
Good bet, Vet.
Good bet, Vet. Later, guys. See you tomorrow, right here. YOLO.